Hi everyone, my name is Ruthie Zhang and I'm a research assistant working with Dr. Marie Lee Yus at McMaster University. This presentation will provide a summary of our study about developing a virtual community of practice for family and friend caregivers of people with dementia, featuring the integration of the multisensory stimulation program Namaste Care. As well, we'll share how the meaningful engagement of caregivers helped improve the final product. This project was funded by the Alzheimer Society of Canada, the Canadian Nurses Foundation, and the Canadian Consortium of Neurodegeneration and Aging. This project was led by Dr. Marie Lee Yus, an assistant professor in the School of Nursing at McMaster University. Key team members included 9 caregivers and 1 person living with dementia from Ontario, British Columbia, Prince Edward Island, and Nova Scotia. Collaborative researchers included Dr. Sharon Kasalainen, a professor in the School of Nursing at McMaster University, and Dr. Carrie McAney, an associate professor in the School of Public Health Sciences at the University of Waterloo. As the prevalence of dementia increases across Canada, supporting caregivers of people living with dementia has never been more crucial. Unfortunately, most family and friend caregivers receive very little preparation and support in their role. In fact, over 85% of caregivers have been found to report an unmet need related to dementia education. Additionally, caregivers have reported the need for peer support from other caregivers with similar experiences. Importantly, caregivers with more unmet needs were significantly associated with having more symptoms of depression. A virtual community of practice, aka a VCOP, provides an excellent opportunity to provide both education and peer support for caregivers of people living with dementia. A community of practice consists of a group of people who share common challenges and want to enhance their knowledge through regular interactions. Importantly, a community of practice hosted on a virtual platform can enable greater participation among members. Namaste Care, a psychosocial multisensory program, is an example of an intervention well suited for delivery through a VCOP. The key principles of Namaste Care involve creating a comfortable environment and using loving touch for the person living with dementia. Some activities include massages, listening to music, telling stories, and having snacks and beverages. The use of this program has been found to decrease the use of anti-anxiety and psychotropic medications in persons living with dementia. Ultimately, a VCOP provides a platform to both educate caregivers on Namaste Care and help them connect with others to improve their delivery of this intervention. Importantly, working with persons with lived experiences of dementia can help create a more effective intervention. Unfortunately, few VCOPs have ever been developed with this kind of feedback and integration. We believed it was important to involve caregivers in building an effective VCOP. Thus, we implemented a study to explore and incorporate the recommendations of research partners with lived experiences of dementia in building the VCOP. To do this, we ran 8 virtual workshops, which were then followed by individual post-workshop interviews. In total, 9 caregivers and 1 person living with dementia contributed to the workshops. We purposefully selected research partners with diverse demographics. Our research partners identified as being white, Indigenous, Chinese, Japanese, Filipino, and Black. Research partners were mostly caring for a parent. Caregiver research partners had been in the role for about 12 years on average. During the workshops, research partners provided recommendations for resources to improve the VCOP, as well as feedback on the language used, layout, and ease of navigation. The follow-up workshop interviews also collected data on the patient demographics, as well as their perspectives on how well they felt engaged and heard by the research team. Overall, research partners reported that the initial website provided helpful information related to strategies to meaningfully engage and stimulate people living with dementia. Research partners also recommended having resources available in different languages, additional tailoring of activities to different stages of dementia and cultural considerations, videos on how to communicate and interact with persons living with dementia, self-care resources for caregivers. As well, we'd like to highlight what one of our research partners shared with us that helped shape and improve the VCOP website. I don't know in other cultures if they do, but in Chinese, there are hotlines for finding information about dementia, so that would be good for us to have on the website as well. From the research partners' experiences co-designing the VCOP, they felt comfortable sharing ideas, and many felt that their ideas were accurately reflected in the VCOP. Moreover, these workshops provided opportunities to learn new things from each other. Some suggestions for change included being able to submit feedback in writing and having more language options available. Regarding feedback, research partners felt that the appropriate changes were made based on their feedback and that the resources added were helpful. Additionally, their perception of the VCOP itself was that it was easy to navigate, included useful information, and that the online groups were convenient to access. One research partner shared that she, referring to the researcher, showed us the website at the end of our participation and had already taken into account several of the ideas. And that's a new thing. I haven't seen that ever happening, and I've been involved in advocacy for a lot of years now. Another research partner also shared, there's really good stuff, very, very good information that we can access there on the website. I learned something, and whatever I learned was very practical. It was not something you had to work very hard at remembering. Ultimately, involving caregivers allowed for important information about helpful resources, readability, and usability that help create a more effective final product. The VCAW website currently includes all the recommendations provided by research partners. We included helpful information for caregivers about Namaste Care, including the Adapted Namaste Care Program Training Guide for Caregivers, created in collaboration with research partners with lived experiences, and a compilation of resources available in multiple languages. Phase 2 of our study involved the implementation and evaluation of the VCAW. Currently, 2 caregivers have completed the 3-month program. The caregivers were mailed a Namaste Care toolkit, including items such as a training guide, lotions, scents, and other sensory items. They also received a training session where they reviewed the training guide and tailored the program to meet the unique needs and preferences of their care recipients. Bi-weekly group discussion forums for caregivers via video conference provided additional support over the 3-month study period. Some of the topics discussed included medications, pain management, making tough decisions, self-care for caregivers, palliative care, nutrition for people with dementia, cultural considerations in care, and grief and accepting changes in persons with dementia. The goal in Phase 2 was for caregivers to use the adapted Namaste Care approach at least 2 times a week. At the end of the 3 months, the caregivers evaluated the usability of the VCOP website using the System Usability Scale. They also completed the CARES Dementia Quality of Life Scale to evaluate their quality of life at the start and end of the 3 months to determine if it improved. Participants reported that they enjoyed being part of the VCOP. The discussion forums were helpful to learn more about dementia and meet other caregivers in similar situations. They appreciated receiving resources which made it easy to use the adapted Namaste Care approach, including the Namaste Care toolbox with supplies, the training guide, and checklists. One participant reported, I found the resources to be very helpful, and having the hard copy book just to kind of look through was really helpful for me to get ideas of how to spend time with mom, because that's something I was really struggling with as her dementia progressed so much, and communication became something we couldn't really do. Looking at that checklist would give me ideas. It's like, oh, I could try that today. What helped was having a care package sent to me. It gave me a start so I wasn't stressing out about going out and buying the wrong thing. Being reassured that you're doing what you can is good. In terms of activities, a participant shared, so with mom, a lot of the time, we would usually listen to music. That was something that she really seemed to enjoy a lot. I could usually get some kind of response out of her with the music, and lotioning her hands or her feet or her face. A nice warm face cloth to give her face or hands a wash. There was a lot of tactile stuff with mom, kind of massaging her, helping to get her drinks. Another caregiver appreciated the discussion forums focused on different topics that they suggested. The discussion forums were really beneficial for me. We learned different things about emerging issues and talked about what to do about it, so it was very helpful. A caregiver reported satisfaction with the project. The project was a great learning opportunity and was really a great resource. I feel like I was very supported, and again, I'm glad I did this. Thank you for viewing this video. We would like to thank our research partners with lived experience for collaborating on this project. Thank you again to our funders for your support.